What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and I have a lot of good content coming for you guys. A lot of these videos are just being waited on by YouTube to be manually reviewed to see if they can be monetized or not. For example, the last couple videos I've been putting out have been all demonetized or limited, which is basically limited AdSense except for people who have YouTube Premium. And it's such a small percentage of people who have YouTube Premium, they don't even pay that well anyway. So a lot of these videos I've been putting out have been for free. But I have a lot of good stuff that I want to get out there. I'm just waiting for reviews. And if you could hit the like button, that would mean a lot to me. Drop something in the comment. Tell me what you carried. Tell me what you thought of this video. It all helps. Anyways, this is my Smith & Wesson M&P 40 Shield. Now, you guys have seen me talk about this on the channel. You've seen me talk about it being my everyday carry for work and stuff like that. And that's exactly what it's become. But since then, like I said I would do, I got a 357 SIG barrel from Remsport. Now, Remsport makes amazing products. That's who actually makes my slide for my Gen 3 Glock 26 cut for an RMR. And I've learned to trust them through the process of actually using their products, going to the range with their products, and testing their products. And this is just another example. I actually ordered two of them. So I have two 357 SIG conversion barrels. Now, one thing I just want to point out real quick is if you have a 40, if you have a Glock 27, a Glock 23, an M&P 40 compact, stuff like that, you now have the ability to convert your firearm to 357 SIG or 9mm. So if I wanted to step down even lower, get more capacity for size, I could go to 9mm. But in this case, I chose to go from 40 to 357 SIG. No, it's the same ammo amount, right? I use a Mag Guts kit, so this is 7 plus 1. This is a total of 8 rounds. But it's 357 SIG. And what 357 SIG basically is, not 100% completely, but just for explaining it to you guys, it is a 9mm projectile with a 40 shell or cartridge or powder, right? Size of powder. And so you're getting a bottleneck cartridge, something that looks like a bottle. Therefore, reliability is top notch, but you're also getting all that powder and a lighter projectile. Therefore, a super fast round. These Liberty civil defense rounds that I have in here, out of a 4-inch barrel, I want to say, go 2,300 feet per second. And yes, this is obviously only a 3.1-inch barrel, which is fine. But the reason I went with something like this is when I'm at work, one, I know chances are, first of all, anywhere you go, chances are nothing's ever going to happen. Two, at work, they're even less likely to happen. Three, I know other people carry at work and other people train. And then four, I know I want something on me, but I don't need the biggest, most uncomfortable firearm in the world. But I want something that's durable, going to last, and that does have power for especially in the winter. Because out here, it gets cold, so people have heavy jackets on, Carhartt jackets, vests, bibs, all that sort of stuff, right? So I want something that's powerful out of a small handgun. That's why I consider this one of the most powerful handguns in the world for its size. This is a single stack. This is just a little bit bigger than like a Glock 43, or it's about the same size as an XDS. I did add the hoe grip, so it's very, very thin. But yet it shoots 7 plus 1, so 8 rounds of 357 SIG. That is one of the most powerful setups for its size. Now everyone goes, oh, Glock 29 enters the chat. Guys, go grab your Glock 29 and put it next to a shield. The size difference is ridiculous. So I'm talking about the smallest possible package with the most possible power. Whereas the Glock 29 is like a compact size firearm, thicker than a Glock 19. It almost looks like it's double the thickness of the shield, but that is for its size probably the most powerful handgun, right? The Glock 29 being so light and stuff like that. But for size, overall footprint and stuff like that, weight, width, all that, the shield and 357 SIG absolutely is the most powerful. And I also like other features about this. You can use this as a regular everyday carry. This just doesn't have to be a work setup. This is an awesome setup for basically anywhere. Shout out to Chook's Outdoor Adventures. He's got a great channel over there out in Alaska. That's sort of where I got the idea from. I mean, I've converted stuff before to 357 SIG, but he did it, and he's out in Alaska. And the fact that he knows the game out there, and he knows, wildlife and stuff like that from the area, and the fact that he carries 357 SIG as one of his #1 carry firearms, and he did that over the Glock 43X and all these other firearms with more capacity, more popularity, stuff like that. That really brought this to light for me. So this setup's been awesome, and on top of that, an incredible shooter. A lot of people hate the hinge trigger design, which I can understand, but you can get really good and really fast with the hinge trigger. On top of that, 357 SIG, the recoil and the power behind it is more of a pushback, so it's very easy to get back on that follow-up shot. You're not going to be having a ton of muzzle flip. It's going to be more pushback. So as long as you have a good stance, a good grip, your shooting is going to be just fine. It's going to be very flat shooting, but you are going to feel that power, and you're going to feel all that power right here. This is where you're going to feel it. It's not going to hurt or anything, but you're truly going to feel the power of 357 SIG. Now, everyone's going to say, oh, 3.1 inch barrel, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I'm not in a, I'm not doing 400-yard competitions. I'm not doing 100-yard competitions. This is self-defense. A 3.1 inch barrel, you're going to be fine with the right ammo choices, selective ammo, the right training. You're going to be fine with almost any firearm in almost any situation, and that's just facts. Now, I get people say, well, what if they're going to outgun you, blah, blah, blah. They have more than you. They got switches, they got drums, they got extended mags. That's all fine, right? That's why you train. And on top of that, you're not trying to stay in an extended battle. You're trying to get yourself to safety and live. That is the goal. It's the art of survival. That's the whole point of this, is to survive and make it home to your family and your children, and it is what it is. So for me, carrying this 12 hours a day while I work, 12 and a half hours a day, whatever it is, that's just fine for me. And then I can switch to whatever else. That's why I always recommend people have multiple handguns that they train with for different scenarios in their life, different purposes, different times they're going to carry, different events. So that is my 357 SIG Shield, a firearm that a lot of people are going to talk down on, but what I always tell people is go to the range, ask a buddy, buy one yourself, go shoot it. Tell me, is it really that bad? Could you really not defend yourself? Could you really not see yourself defending yourself with 8 rounds of 357 SIG? First of all, I'm the type of person that doesn't go anywhere where there's massive crowds. I can't stand it. When I do go there, I make sure, my Glock 26, 15-round mag, I conceal it however I can. But for most of my life, I wanted to live peacefully and with my kids and not in big groups of people and not in big shopping centers and big malls. So for me, it's about surviving, but at the same time, it's also about living. I want to be able to live my life fully with my children, not be uncomfortable. I want to be able to do all the activities. I want to be able to jump off the swings with them, and my big Glock 45 isn't swinging around. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. But that's just me. And there's nothing wrong if you carry or live any other way. That's just I try to explain my life and why I do what I do behind why I choose my firearms and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching.